Welcome back to our Friday prediction show, the home of the most accurate, fearless, and entertaining football predictions on YouTube. If you've been following this channel, then you already know, our recent predictions have been on fire. Week after week, we've nailed correct scores, shock results, and even some bold upsets. And today, we're turning up the heat again, because this one's not just about the Premier League. We're also diving deep into La Liga and Serie A as well, but just the major fixtures, and trust me, you don't want to miss my take on the El Clásico between Real Madrid and Barcelona, or that massive clash between Manchester United and Brighton. So grab your snacks, get comfortable, and let's get right into it, because we're starting right where it matters most. The Premier League, the land of drama, glory, and heartbreak. So if you are new here, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Remember, I give correct scores, but you can use that as a guide for the goal, win and draw market. But if you are courageous enough, you can go with the correct scores. Let's start right away with Leeds versus West Ham. This is going to be an interesting one because both teams have been struggling for consistency. Leeds have shown flashes of brilliance, especially when playing at home. They press high, they create chances, but sometimes their finishing just lets them down. West Ham, on the other hand, have been disappointing lately. Even after bringing in a new manager, they haven't been able to turn things around. Their confidence looks low, and travelling to Elland Road is never easy, especially when you're under pressure. I expect a tough, physical game with both sides fighting hard for control. Here is my prediction: Leeds 1, West Ham 1. Now we move to Chelsea versus Sunderland at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea seem to have rediscovered themselves recently. Their form has improved massively, they're winning games, playing with confidence, and starting to look like a team again. Their home form has also been impressive apart from that one loss earlier in the season to Brighton at home. Sunderland also are not to be underestimated. They always bring intensity and will fight for every ball, but away from home, they've struggled to maintain their level they have at home. This won't be as easy for Chelsea as some might think, but they should have enough quality and momentum to get all 3 points. Here is my prediction: Chelsea 3, Sunderland 1. Next up, Newcastle versus Fulham. St James's Park has been a fortress this season. Newcastle have been dominant at home, feeding off their crowd's energy and intensity. Fulham, on the other hand, have really struggled away. They just haven't found the right balance when playing outside their ground. Fulham did a league double against Newcastle last season, and there would be a reaction. This is one of those matches where both teams will go for it because they both like to attack, and we could see goals at both ends. Newcastle's home advantage might make the difference here. Here is my prediction: Newcastle 2, Fulham 1. Now let's move to Manchester United versus Brighton. This fixture always brings drama. Brighton have been a difficult team for United in recent years, and surprisingly, they've actually done well at Old Trafford. But this time, things feel different. Manchester United are coming off a huge confidence-boosting win, and they'll want to build on that momentum. Brighton will definitely test them with their attacking style, but United's home form has been solid lately. It's going to be tight and competitive, but I see United edging it this time. Here is my prediction: Manchester United 2, Brighton 1. From Old Trafford, we head to the Brentford Community Stadium, Brentford versus Liverpool. This is one of those fixtures that always produces excitement. Brentford are such a tough side to face at home, physical, well-organised, and dangerous from set pieces. Liverpool come into this game under a bit of pressure after some recent disappointments, and they'll be desperate to bounce back. It's going to be a real test of character for them because Brentford rarely lose in front of their fans. I expect goals here, but Liverpool might just have enough to respond strongly. Here is my prediction: Brentford 1, Liverpool 3. Let's move to the Emirates, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Arsenal are in fantastic form right now. They're solid at the back, confident in possession, and finding different ways to win games. But Crystal Palace are not a side you can easily write off. They love to frustrate the big teams, they sit deep, defend compactly, and try to hit on the counter. Arsenal will need patience to break them down, and this could end up being trickier than most expect. Palace will make it difficult, and I think they might just sneak something from this game. Here is my prediction: Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. Now over to Aston Villa versus Manchester City. This is going to be a top quality match. Aston Villa have been outstanding at home. They've built a strong record against City. They have won City here in their last 2 meetings at the Villa's Park. They have turned Villa Park into a difficult ground for any opponent. Manchester City, though, are starting to find their rhythm again. They know how to win tough games even when things aren't going perfectly. Villa will make them work hard, but City's experience and quality should eventually tell. Here is my prediction: Aston Villa 1, Manchester City 2. Next up, Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth are on a strong unbeaten run. They're confident, they're playing well, and they've become very hard to beat, especially at home. Nottingham Forest, meanwhile, are trying to find their footing after making changes in the coaching setup. They've shown glimpses of improvement, but their away record is still poor. However, they do have a habit of making games unpredictable. This one could go either way, but I see both teams finding the net. Here is my prediction: Bournemouth 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Now let's look at Wolves versus Burnley. This is a battle between two sides that have struggled this season. Wolves are yet to pick up a win in the league, which is quite surprising considering how competitive they've been in some games. Burnley, on the other hand, have managed to grab a couple of important victories lately, but they still lack consistency. This could be a scrappy match with very fine margins deciding it, but I have a feeling Wolves might finally get that much-needed win here. Here is my prediction: Wolves 1, Burnley 0. Finally, for the Premier League, Everton versus Tottenham. Now this one is a proper clash of styles. Everton are unbeaten at their new home and have built a solid foundation under their current setup. Tottenham, meanwhile, have been strong away from home and are difficult to contain going forward. It's a game that could swing in either direction, but both teams are defensively organised and confident. I can see this one ending evenly with both sides sharing the points. Here is my prediction: Everton 1, Tottenham 1. Now we move over to La Liga, and what a blockbuster we have: Real Madrid versus Barcelona, the El Clásico, the game that stops the footballing world. Every single time these two giants meet, you just know something special is going to happen. Real Madrid have been on a phenomenal run this season. They've been ruthless in the league, winning almost everything in sight. In fact, they've only suffered one loss so far, and that was against Atletico Madrid. Apart from that, it's been pure dominance, 8 wins already in La Liga and no draws. They look solid, confident, and unstoppable, especially when they're playing at the Santiago Bernabeu. And here's a stat for you: Real Madrid haven't lost a home game since that Champions League defeat to Arsenal last season. That's how strong they've been in front of their fans. But let's not forget who they're facing. Barcelona, the eternal rivals. They've also had a great campaign so far: 7 wins, 1 draw, and just 1 defeat in the league. They've looked organised, sharp, and unpredictable at times. And here's the crazy part: Barcelona have beaten Real Madrid in their last 5 consecutive meetings across all competitions. That is absolutely stunning when you think about the rivalry between these two. Now, you know what that means: Real Madrid will come into this match hungry for revenge. The atmosphere at the Bernabeu will be electric, and they'll be desperate to finally break that losing streak against Barca. On the other hand, Barcelona will want to show that their recent dominance wasn't a fluke, that they still own this fixture. My prediction: Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 2. And finally, in Serie A, we have Napoli versus Inter Milan. Napoli haven't quite been at their best lately. They've dropped points in a few key games and struggled for rhythm. Inter Milan, however, have been flying, looking sharp in attack and solid in defense. This is one of those games where Napoli will be desperate to prove a point, but Inter's current form makes them very difficult to stop. It should be a high-quality match, but I think Inter just edge it. Here is my prediction: Napoli 1, Inter Milan 2. And that wraps up this week's prediction show. From the Premier League to La Liga and Serie A, we've covered the biggest matches, the toughest calls, and the boldest scorelines. Remember, these are my predictions, and like always, here is my prediction before the scoreline. Use them wisely, for win, draw, or goals markets, and if you're brave enough, try the correct scores too. You know how often we get them right. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another round of predictions. Drop your own predictions in the comments. Let's see who gets more spot on this weekend. Until next time, stay passionate, enjoy the football, and I'll see you right after the matches for our post-game breakdown.